Alright, hey Joey, I need to redo the joists because they're not sitting underneath the walls. You can see there that this is the outside of the upstairs wall, and at the moment you've got joists outside of the walls and outside of the wall over here. So what you need to do when you do this is, first I've got to delete your joists. Okay, they're gone. Right, and you can see where the outside of your walls are. So I'm going to turn off clear view here. And you've actually got a face there. I'd say that's what you've drawn your walls off, maybe. Not sure. No, it doesn't look like it. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to delete it and see what happens. Okay. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure what that's about. So now what I need to do is I need to figure out where my joists are going to go, and I can see that from here is where my stairwell opening is. So I'm going to go stairwell opening, and I'm going to bring it up to the height of my frame vertically, right? Which is section cuts, cut that out of there. So I might even just draw a line up or something like that, or a box or something. So I might do something like this and push it all the way through. Right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my face from the walls. Right, so here's my wall, outside of wall. And I'm going to go all the way across to here. Right, now you can see that I've got a face that goes over the whole lot. Now all I've got to do is just subtract what I don't need. I don't need this here. Right, so I can just get rid of this. And I don't need this section here, so I can go rectangle, and I can get rid of this. Basically all I'm doing is just creating a face where my floor is going to go. Okay, and I need to know where that box was that I drew that came through from the stairs, which is there. Which looks like it lines up with the end of that wall. Makes sense. So I'm just going to go rectangle from here. Although I'm assuming that needs to come over 10 mil. So I'm going to go from here to, okay, you can see what's going on, which means that joist is going to sit outside the wall. These are decisions that you've got to make as we go. And I really don't want this. I'm going to push, pull, and get rid of that. Get rid of this. So I want my joist to come through that. Oh, actually, that is my stair. You know what? My joist probably actually will do that. That's top of the stair. No, they won't. I'm going to raise it. And the next thing that I'm going to need to know about is where my steel is. So I've got to turn my engineering on. You'll notice in the last video I put steel in. So I can see I've got a piece of steel running underneath there. Okay, so I need to really just draw a line through the center of that steel. If you weren't going to clear view, you'd see it better. Right, there's my steel. So my joists are actually going to come either side of that. So I'm going to just draw a line up from here. That way I should have what I need. Get out of clear view. That really needed to intersect with that face there, so I'm going to come across from here where I can see the center of my steel a bit better. What I'm going to do is actually create another rectangle over here from here to the center of my steel, because then I can split my joists. Make sure I'm getting as close to center as that as possible. It's not crucial to be 100% accurate, but I am. Okay, and now I can just go joist here, joist here. So essentially here, joist, obviously include floor, below face. So first set of joists are going to go here. Right, next set of joists are going to go here, which is going to do all of them. Right, okay, and now if I just delete this face because I don't need it anymore, I'll have my joist in the right position. You can see it's going to need a couple of extra joists in here. We usually use a thing called a double joist in Australia, but it's going to need a joist across here to trim this. So I'm going to go tape measure. Start a tape measure line here, and I'm just going to trim it with another joist. So I'm going to use the beam tool, and I'm going to use the 290/45. I'm actually going to go inside of. So down button is changing the location of the draw. Okay, and I'm going to need some double joists to trim one here. And that looks like about right there. In Australia we use double joists a fair bit, which is just on the ends. Notice I'm putting them in separate to the joists because if I ever need to redraw my floor, it's just going to save me the time. Make sure I'm getting that right. Green axes. Yep. Hold shift to get on the green axes. I really need another one from here too. Okay, I think I've covered all my joists. Some cases you could have perimeter joists around the outside, which is basically a trimmer, and probably would have it on these, so I'm going to do it in one go. Right click, joists, edit joists, and essentially you can see include perimeter beam, submit, give it a joist direction again, and you'll see it'll put one all the way around the outside, which means I probably won't need that beam here anymore. So you put one along there, along here, which means I don't need this anymore because I've already got it. Although it's probably better because it actually was long enough. So I'm going to go Control Z and leave it in as a double. It's got one extra piece of timber, which I'm sure they prefer than one not enough. Okay, so that's how to do your joist, mate. Just make sure they line up with the outside of walls. Cheers.